Hello friends, I'm going to do something a little bit different today. I'm going to try one of those shunting puzzles. I've always been aware of them, but I've never really had much interest in it. My focus has been more on automating using DCC and things like that. But when I was rebuilding this side of the layout, I had it in my mind that I would build a terminus instead of a station, somewhere to store locos and carriages and wagons. And while I was thinking about that, I was trawling the internet and I noticed a website that talked about these shunting puzzles. And I realised that this little part of the layout fitted a shunting puzzle perfectly. Basically, you've got a main line that comes to a turnout there and divides either to the main line or onto a siding, and that siding then comes to another turnout which then divides into two spurs. I think they call it an inglenook, is that right? The idea is that you have 8 cars on this little shunting area. You have 5 on the main line, and then you have 3 on the first of the spurs. Now, as you can see, I've numbered them all. That just helps me. It probably doesn't look the best, but I'm only just learning. I think the guys that do it for real have picture cards, but I'm in N scale and it's very hard to read the numbers on the carriages and they're so light, so I just put numbers on top of them. I can easily see that. And the idea is that you have 8 numbers. You probably put them in a hat or a box. I've got 8 numbers there ready to go. And you draw 5 numbers out at random. And how that order comes out is then that's how you must arrange a 5-car rake, let's call it. Does that make sense? You've got to shunt the 8 cars around until you finish the order as they came out. So I'm going to try and do that. One thing to note is that these Farish carriages unfortunately have rapido couplings on. So I've got no magnetic uncouplers or anything fancy like that. So I have to do that by hand. Now, some people don't like that and perhaps wouldn't like to see that. So I will probably end up editing some parts of that out because these Farish carriages are so light. It's, you can make a mistake and they topple over and won't uncouple, and so it might look a little bit messy. And the other thing I'm going to do is that normally I would operate in DCC, but I've got an old power cab now and it's over 20 years old and it's getting a little bit unresponsive on the buttons and gets a bit annoying. I have got a DC controller, a lovely Kato DC controller that I've had for a little while, and I've got a DC loco, a Kato DC loco, and that seems to suit shunting much more than DCC in my experience. I've had a couple of goes at this and I quite enjoyed it. I didn't think I would, but it's quite good. I don't know how it's going to come out in a video because it's a little bit hard to get a good angle. I'm going to use a couple of phone cameras, and I've got a few push buttons that I can push the turnouts on because I've still got all the accessories on DCC, I have two bus lines running around the layout, one for the track and one for the accessories. So I can run DC on the track and DCC on the accessories. It's quite handy. So I'm going to just pause the video now, find a container to put all the numbers in. We'll draw them out and we'll see how we go. Okay, we've got our bowl here and we're going to pick out 5 numbers. So here we go. First number 1. Second is 8. 6 is the third one. 4. And lucky last is 7. So we have 1, 8, 6, 4, 7. I'll just take a quick. So 1, 8, 6, 4, 7. Let's see where the cars are. Number 1 is there. 8 is right up the front. 6, 4, and 7. So 7 is the last car, so we need to get him back here. So what I think we do is we take those last 3 cars and we bring them over here to this spur. We drop them off and then we can put car 7 in position. Now, I think you've always got to look a step ahead. What's the next car after that is 4. Okay, he's in a good position there, so we can't do 2 at once. All right, let's start. Okay, so what we're going to do, we need car 7. All right, so let's go forward. Get him past the point. Reverse that. Bring him back. Number 4 switch is already in reverse, so that's all ready to do. So 5 goes in, 1 goes in, and 6. Now, as I said before, I'm going to have to uncouple by hand. Okay, that's done, no problems. We've got 6. We've got 7 car in position. So let's take him over to the main line. Switch back to neutral. Normal. And that will do that. Okay, these Farish carriages are so light that you just touch one and the other one will fall off. Okay, so we've done that. Now car 4, which is there, is the next one we need to bring in. And 6 after that. So if we get creative, we can pick up, we can get away with a few things here. We can pick up 6, hook him up to 4, and because we've got 8 already there, we'll bring him into 6, 4, and then the last one is 1, which is there. We just need to come back and pick him up. I think, I don't know, that you can only take 5 carriages at once. I think that's the rules, but I'm not sure. But we'll stick to that. All right. Okay, where we go. switch over to the siding. And the first car we're going to pick up is 6, and then we're going to pick up 4. Okay. Okay, sorry about that. Just switch over the switch. Bring back car 4. Must remember just to go forward a bit. It just releases. Yeah, that's a bit better. Okay, so let's take these 3 carriages and put them on the main line. And so the last thing we have to do is just pick up carriage 1. Which is here on the outer spurt. Oh, that was a nice one. Okay, no problems there. Let's bring him back. Actually should have probably put 5 on the back and put him back into position, because I've got to go back and put him on, so we've got all the cars back in the original formation. Okay, so we've got to come back and pick him up. Almost done. This one was I've done about 5 or 6 of them. This is probably the easiest one so far. All I'm doing now is putting car 5 back into the other spur. Ooh. Hook him up. Now, just take the loco back to the main line. And get this passenger. Oh, forgot to switch. Okay, here she comes for the last time. Just drop him back a little bit. Okay, so the order we needed was 1, 8, 6, 4, and 7. So I've done that reasonably quickly. I'm a bit surprised, but you can get lucky sometimes. So that was pretty good. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed that. We'll just set this passenger line out to service and pick up some people. And I hope to see you next time. See you later.